Hello there folks, my name is Spoonks and today we're going to do something a bit different than usual. I wanted to talk about this Alex Meyers Obsession review. I just became so fascinated with the whole ordeal, the review itself and his response that I just wanted to give my 2 cents on the matter, discuss how I feel he handled the movie and, the aftermath of it all. We're not going to dive too deep into this. If you really want to dive really deep into the whole situation, I'd recommend Anthony Gramuglia's video. He really dives deep into everything that occurred in the video, what went wrong with it, and Buffy the Film Fan's video. I think she did an excellent job discussing the problems with the video, so definitely those videos to dive really deep into this if you don't just want to watch reaction videos. But again, this is just my 2 cents and my feelings on the video itself. So background information, if you don't know Alex Meyers, he's a movie reviewer and he specializes in films geared towards a younger audience, teen dramas, rom-coms, Disney Channel movies, animated films, you name it. I used to watch him frequently. I just found him pretty entertaining. I did fall off after a while, but I would pop up in every now and again just to see what he was up to. So come to my surprise that he decides to tackle the movie Obsession, a dark, disturbing, intense horror film. It's definitely a leap from what he normally does. I'm not saying you can't branch out of what you discuss in terms of reviewing movies. I mean, on this channel, I discuss all types of movies that I see, but it was definitely a giant leap for him to discuss, again, something like Obsession that's really disturbing, scary, and tackles heavy subject matter. And I was curious to see how he would talk about the movie, and it didn't go over too well. It was not a very good review. There was a lot that's been said about why this video is so bad, why it went so wrong, but I can think of like 2 reasons in particular to where it just didn't stick the landing. Number 1, his approach to discussing this movie. Now again, this movie is a very heavy movie. It's bleak, dark, disturbing, and tackles some very serious topics, heavy subject matter. But the thing with the video is that he tackles this movie no differently than he tackles stuff like Zootopia 2 or Tall Girl, his typical shtick of high energy, recap the entire movie with jokes and tangents and animated skits sprinkled throughout. I know that's his style, that's his gimmick, but when you're discussing a movie like this, I feel like you definitely need to treat it with a bit more respect and maturity, just to show that you're tackling the movie much more seriously than your other films that you're known for, because the way he tackled it here, his approach to it really comes off as immature, juvenile, and not taking the film seriously. So that's the first issue. The other big issue was his view and stance on the film's main character, Bear. Now, if you've seen the movie, you definitely understand that Bear is not the person you're supposed to be rooting for here. He's basically the villain through what he does in the movie, and even more so what he doesn't do throughout the movie. It's pretty obvious that you're not supposed to be rooting for him. He's not the most likable protagonist in the world, at least most people who have seen this movie. Alex, on the other hand, did not feel similarly. He viewed him as just some awkward young guy who just needed to gain the confidence to ask out his crush and makes this dumb wish and does everything he can to fix the situation, which completely contradicts everything that occurs in the movie. Because throughout the video, even though he keeps defending the character and tries to justify what he does throughout the movie, again, it contradicts what occurs in the actual film itself, because he glosses over everything else the character does, like how he tries to justify the relationship even with others telling him that it's strange that all of this is happening, to when he's calling customer service and his first intentions are just to alter the wish, to the scene that he completely skips over that takes place right after the restaurant. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. So again, he completely glosses over all these key aspects that are really important and crucial to the character and the main themes of the movie, and it comes across that like he didn't really pay attention to the film at all. Like, I don't know how else to put it, because like I caught on to these things, and mostly everybody else was able to catch on to what the movie was portraying with this character. I don't know why this went over Alex's head. It was very strange, and the only way, again, to justify his reasoning is that he didn't really pay attention to the movie he watched. And oddly enough, he gets really defensive of the character, talking about how he has plausible deniability and how people who are reading him as the villain are just pretty much reading too deep into this, which, I mean, I guess that's a lot of people who are reading too deep into this, and his, reasonings to support this claim, again, just don't work to his advantage, because he pulls some pretty odd evidence to back this up. He uses a quote that Michael Johnston has backtracked already. He uses a Reddit comment that is, again, basically boils down to y'all are reading too deep into this, and he makes comparisons to this movie with the Disney Channel movies Zapped and 16 Wishes, because those are comparable. It doesn't help that throughout the video he comes across as very smug and egotistical, like he mocks how people viewed the character as the villain, and again comes across as just like, ooh, you're looking into things that just aren't there. Y'all need to chill and relax. It's not that deep. It really feels like he just saw the movie, had a very hot take, and wanted to just upset people, as evident by the warning he puts at the very start of the video, which, I guess to his credit, he did the job, because the video was not received well. A lot of people did not enjoy this video, so naturally you would assume like, okay, I've heard your comments, your concerns, I've understood your takes, how you view this movie. Next time when I'm discussing a movie like this, I will handle it with the maturity and respect that it deserves. I'll look into it more, pay attention to it more, how you would respond to something like this. But he didn't. He left a pinned comment that basically boils down to like, y'all are doing exactly what I thought you would do and misunderstanding the video. Y'all are reading too deep into this and only hearing what you want to hear, which, again, as you can imagine, did not go over well. And then he made an apology video where he spends a majority of it looking at his phone to analyze key points that people had issues with the video, which, again, as you can imagine, did not go over well. It eventually led to him deleting both videos entirely and issuing a community post apologizing for the whole ordeal and putting an end to the whole situation. Now, the lesson he should learn from this is, again, like I alluded to earlier, he should look and analyze movies aimed at older audiences, different genres with more maturity and respect they deserve, and make sure to really pay attention and make sure he gets key aspects of the movie right. But I don't think he's going to learn that lesson. I think the lesson he's going to take away from this is just no more horror movies, just stick exclusively to kids movie stuff. And that's pretty much the whole situation. I totally understand why this video was so hated, so tarnished. Again, it just comes across as him really just wanting to ruffle some feathers and just put out a really hot take because he knew it would get a big reaction out of it. But I don't think he was expecting this much negativity and hostility. Again, it comes across as he really didn't pay attention to the movie and really egotistical, and the way he handled the situation just wasn't how you should have handled the situation at all. Last tidbit I want to bring up here is just a key aspect of like the response from people to this video, to this whole ordeal, and that is that a lot of people are saying that he's justifying sexual assault because, again, he comes across as very defensive of Bear and glosses over a lot of key things that he does throughout the movie. I mean, the whole horror of the movie is him taking advantage of this woman, and again, he just doesn't acknowledge that. To me personally, I just think he just grossly misunderstood and misinterpreted the movie. Again, a lot of things just flew over his head, and the way he executed his thoughts just didn't really help his case. Again, he was very defensive of the character Bear, and there was just a lot of straw man arguments throughout the video. It also doesn't help how he draws the female characters in this video, which again is just a whole another issue. Again, I don't think he justifies sexual assault. Again, I just think he just greatly misunderstood the movie and its themes, but I totally get why others felt these thoughts, these feelings, and express them in the comment section, because again, there's a lot of evidence backing those claims, and the way he expresses his feelings and opinions on the movie just didn't help out. But those are my thoughts on the whole Alex Meyers situation in regards to his review of Obsession. I'm going to leave the conversation up to you all now. What are your thoughts on this whole ordeal? How do you feel about his video? What did you think of his thoughts on the movie? And what were your thoughts on the movie Obsession as well? How did you feel about the movie? Leave them in the comments below. If you like this video, hit the like button. If you like this channel, hit the subscribe button. Follow me on all the social media links listed right there. And until next time, everyone, stay sharp.